Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irham. Today, I'm going to demonstrate how to apply clustering on unsupervised learning using WEKA. For this demonstration, I am going to use iris dataset that are already in WEKA. Open the iris dataset. First, since unsupervised learning does not need a class label, we can remove this class attribute by checking it and click on remove. But take note that there are three clusters initially, three value initially for this class attribute. So remove it, and then we need to click on cluster. So for this example, I will going to use simple k-mean method. So choose simple k-mean and set the parameters. I'm going to use 3 as we see initially. We can also set display standard deviation as true so that the output will display the standard deviation also. Click on OK and start. From this output, we can see the number of iterations, the cluster, the sum of squared errors within the clusters, the starting points, which is randomly chosen as the centroid, and the table also describes the mean of each cluster and the standard deviation, and also the number of samples assigned to each cluster. And below, we can see the percentage of the samples that are in each cluster. To visualize this, we can right-click on the result list and click the Visualize Cluster Assignment. And from the scatter plot, we can change this Y to cluster, the Y-axis to cluster, and increase the jitter to have a better representation. So here we can see that the green cluster, some of the samples are far to each other. So what if we compare this to other model that we increase the number of clusters? Let's say that we increase to 4, start, and one more, 8. As we see earlier, with 3 clusters, the number of iterations are 6. And for 4 clusters, the number of iterations are lower, which is 4. While for 8 clusters, the number of iterations are 7. For this, I can say that the lower the number of iterations, the better it is. But we can also compare it with the sum of square errors. For 3 clusters, the sum of square error is 6.99. 4 cluster, we have 5.53 something, and for 8 clusters, we have the lowest sum of square errors, which is 3.4. So if we want to compare between these three, of course I would say that the lower the sum of square errors, the better it is. How about we compare it with the visualization? Now visualize with the one with 3 clusters and the one with 4 clusters. As you can see from between these two visualizations, the one with 4 clusters are properly arranged, while the one with with only 3 cluster with the green color are not so good because it is far from each other. So how about we compare the one with 4 and the one with 8. From these two, I also can say that 4 cluster is better compared to the one with 8 cluster. You can see that here they are very far from each other, and compared to these 4, it is more properly arranged. So to conclude, for this iris dataset, 4 cluster is better compared to using 3 clusters or 8 clusters. Well, that's it for my demonstration of clustering using WEKA. I hope my demonstration can help you guys in understanding how to do clustering using this application. That's all from me. Thank you so much.